Hello, my friends on YouTube. How you guys doing? Welcome to this installment of David Galata Book Dreamer. Yes, and that would be me. Hope you're doing really well. I've been incredibly busy. Today, I want to make a major announcement. I have a new book signing event coming up. That's right. Not this weekend, but next weekend, November 25th and 26th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the C. Simpson Used Bookshop at the West End Plaza in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. I'll be there for 2 days. For 2 days, we're going to be doing major sales. And what am I featuring? I'm featuring two new books. These just came out. They have just become available, and I'm going to be featuring them, signing them, answering questions, and all that good stuff. Well, let me show you. I'm very excited, as you can tell. I'm like, oh, very, very excited. First one I want to talk about real quickly is this. This is Stellar Trespassers. Stellar Trespassers is the first book of a new trilogy concerning the great terraforming ship Ganges and its valiant crew. And in this one, it is the beginning of the trilogy named The Invasion Spirals. Oh yes, lots of action, lots of stuff going on. There's so much happening in this book. Uh, and if you've noticed, this one is a hardback. This book is available in hardback, it's available in paperback, and in ebook. So it's all set. Yeah, the audiobooks, I'm still working on those. It's slow going, but it's good. It's coming out really, really good. So I promise you all of my books will eventually be available on audiobook. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, but first, this has just come out. It's ready, and I'm going to be featuring it at my event. It is an outdoor event, so dress warm if you're coming out here to Pennsylvania. Dress warm. It's getting real cold here. The other book that is being featured also just came out. Yes, somehow I managed to do two books in this year. It is crazy. It's a lot of work, but it is worth it. And that is Favored Son, which is a fantasy. It is a standalone work, so no need to read anything else of mine. Uh, you know, so this is also available in hardcover and paperback and ebook. And this is a crazy tale of a world where everything is magical. Even the buttons on your shirt and the cobblestones of the streets are all of them enchanted. Everything in this world is enchanted. And the book revolves around the character Galen Brightshall, who is a wastrel, a con man, and a thief. He is the hero of this crazy book, and he doesn't want to be, but we're going to force him to be, whether he likes it or not. So that's basically the story. It is a lot of fun. This is first person, which was a real challenge. I hadn't done a full book of first person, and I really enjoyed it. I have to say, I'm actually looking forward to doing that again at some point. I liked it so much that I decided to take a character in this book and make their point of view first person singular as well. So it inspired me. Favorite Son really, really inspired me. There's corruption. There's a corrupt Church of Otids. There's the corrupt nobility and aristocracy. And this guy is on the run because he has something they all want, and they're willing to kill him for it. So poor Galen, he's not doing well. Of course, he would say he deserves everything because he dislikes himself as much as he dislikes everybody else. As usual, I've done the cover art for my books. I enjoy doing that. Favorite Son was done with an impressionist technique that I enjoy, whereas Stellar Trespasser is more my usual kind of work. So, at least, in terms of book covers. At some point, I'll have to show you guys some of my artwork, although you can take a look at some of that on my other YouTube page for Galata Studios. I have that as well. Working on a logo for Galata Studios. It's been a long time since I've done anything like that, but I think it's time. I think it's time to actually be able to put a little logo on the base of my books and be able to put my mark on things on the inside as well, which is a lot of fun. As you can see, I've gotten things crunched down, so these books are not these huge, oh my God, how am I going to fit this in my car kind of a thing. They're a little more compact. I was able to change that up. Some other news that's coming up, I am beginning to think about working on a second edition for Crew of Ganges, Veil of Strife, and Painful Medicine, which should be available in a couple of years. I kind of want to wait for the 10th anniversary for that. It's been 7 years since I started this crazy process, and I think on the 10th year we're going to clean up Crew of Ganges a bit. There are some things in that book that I would like to alter a bit. And one of them is the font size. The font size is too huge, making the book unwieldy. Same thing with Veil of Strife and Painful Medicine. They're just very, very large books, and I want to kind of crunch them down. So if you want those first editions, uh, you've got a little time still, but I do plan on revisiting those just to make them a little more compact and make some corrections and things like that. Some of you have been very kind to point out where, a word is missing or, things like that. There's a slight spacing issue, though there aren't too many of those, which is good. But, every book is going to have its errors, but I want to correct all the ones that are found. And that's going to be part of that second edition. So that's another part of it. One of the things I want to get back to is about the audiobook. When working on these audiobooks, first I tried to just set up one of the rooms in my basement as a recording studio. And I had a microphone that I was using for my painting videos that I was doing on Facebook and things like that. The sound quality was terrible. There was a hiss in the background. It was picking up a lot of things that I didn't want it to pick up. And a friend of mine, Jason Vernon, was kind enough to give me a hand because he's studied sound tech. In fact, that's what he went to college for. So he was able to help me set up that room. And we went for a little while, and we decided we needed a new microphone. Oh, we tried out a couple of them. Right now I'm using a Rode, which is fabulous. It is an excellent microphone. So I've got the professional microphone, I got the professional pop screens and all that. And things were going along very nicely for a little bit. And then noises from the water heater, noises from the kitchen, noises from people upstairs. No, that did not work. So it just became one problem after another in terms of invasive sounds. So I looked into getting a sound booth. Wow, are those things expensive? I'm sure there's some people who would laugh to hear that, but it is true. For me, they're pricey. I'm an author and an artist. I don't make big bucks. I can't afford to plunk down that much cash to have a pre-set up booth that may or may not work out well. So instead, my wife and I built from scratch a sound studio, again with Mr. Vernon's input and assistance, and it is fantastic. The sound quality is professional. It is beautifully made. That one is very isolated from the rest of the house. There's nothing above it or around it that makes any noises, and even so, it is dampened all around outside and inside that room. And I made it a nice roomy little booth. It's actually quite luxurious in a way. I don't know, not even half the price. And I get a larger studio, and it's working beautifully. But that means I had to start over again on Crew of Ganges 3 times. It's a little frustrating, but I finally caught up. I'm on chapter 7 now, and in fact, I'm going to be doing that later. I'm going to be working on that chapter, and hopefully that will work out well. So far it is. So far it seems to be in good shape. So we don't have to worry about sound quality. Now it's time. It takes time to do this. And even though I do talk a lot, that doesn't mean that talking into a microphone and being very exacting about what you're saying, because you're reading a book aloud and you've got to represent it well and act out the characters and all of that. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of work. So it's taking the time it's taking, but it is moving forward. But I was thinking of perhaps doing the dangerous thing, which is to cease writing for just like 5 weeks and get both Crew of Ganges and Clockmaker recorded. Once they're recorded, they're in the hands of my sound tech, and then it's just up to him in terms of editing. And there's a lot of editing because every time you make a mistake or, if I cough or something like that, that's obviously got to be chopped out and edited. And it's all going to be placed together in accordance with the company I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using ACX, mainly because they've got a lot of inroads with iTunes and Audible, Kindle, and all the others. They have a whole string of people that they work with. And I want to give those who are going to be listening to these books a nice choice of where they're going to get it from. I don't want to be exclusive to any one company. So that's something I'm thinking about. Either which way, I'm looking at between 5 and 7 weeks worth of work to get those done. And while that may not sound like a lot, it is a long time to be away from the writing. I'm not sure if I want to go that far, but we'll see. I might be doubling my schedule and making sure I get a lot more done. So stay tuned. We'll work on that as we consider it. I could do the easy thing. I could just send my books, just say to ACX, here you go, have your actors do it. But a lot of the people who've read my books and who know me want me to use my voice. In fact, ACX says that they encourage authors to make the recordings themselves because the authors are the ones who know what their characters sound like, how they respond, and actors, even though, the books are well described, they're making a guess. They're making a guess based on their experiences and what they know. But the author is the one who actually knows what's really going on. So that's what I'm trying to do. So hopefully that will work out well. I really, really would like that to happen. So I'm thinking about it. And I'll let you guys know when that's going on. Because I know a lot of people have been waiting for the audiobooks, and I'm sorry about that wait. It's been, a couple of years now. It's been 2 years since I first announced I was going to start working on it. But at this point, it is moving forward very nicely. I would just like to get it done. I get impatient, and I just want to get it done. I just want it finished. Just want it finalized and get it all set up. I also want to thank all of you who checked out the Stryfer video I did with the rat mask and the green robe. That was a lot of fun to do, and you all made it a lot of fun. So thank you all very, very much for that. I really enjoyed all the views and whatnot, and people contacted me directly saying how much they enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it myself. So that was a win-win situation as far as I'm concerned. All right, everyone. I'm going to go now. I will see you again. Probably not next week because next week we have Thanksgiving here in the USA. I'm going to be with friends and family. And then I've got 2 days after that, my event over at C. Simpson Used Books. Kathy Simpson has been a wonderful person to work with. It's a great little bookshop. I really enjoy it. And it's really nice to be able to work with people who are just wonderful to hang out with. So it's been a great adventure doing the book signings this year. This was my first year of doing book signings, and I love it. So I'm going to be doing more. So expect to see me out and about. I hope you've enjoyed this little video as much as I've enjoyed making it. And I will catch you in 2 weeks. So next week there's not going to be a video here, but in 2 weeks I'll bring out the next one. So in the meantime, stay warm, read some good books, and hey, subscribe or send me some comments and whatnot. I would love to answer comments, and I would love to see some new subscribers for the page. So enjoy, everyone, and if you can make it to the event, please do. I would love to meet you. I would love to chat about science fiction, fantasy, writing, and the crazy experiences we've all had in life. So hope to see you there. And if you can't make it, this is available on Amazon, it's available on Kindle, and it's available through me directly if you want. And that would be through galatastudios.com at Gmail. Just email me and let me know, and we can make arrangements. Or contact me on Facebook and Instagram as well. So, because I'm all over those pages. Just look for Galata Studios and I'm there. All right, everyone. Take care.